Hello, folks. Welcome back. Old Drake here. Money rule number 3, or financial rule number 3, as it were, that, again, a family member asked me to video the top 3. So here's the third installment. And it basically is, don't confuse brains with a bull market. I wish I would be the first one who said that. Many smart people have said that throughout history. Because of what's happened to markets throughout history. And sadly, this is probably the biggest rule that more investors are violating today, and they're going to find out the hard way than any other of the financial rules that we've talked about. There's an awful lot of things going on in the world right now. If you're paying attention, you probably might have an inkling that something doesn't quite feel right. And talking specifically about the markets, if this is going to be the short version of don't confuse your brains with a bull market, stay humble, be a conservative investor, be defensive, which is not what's going on, unfortunately, for a lot of people today. The longer, much more cerebral, brainiac, much more substantial missive that you can read, watch, and listen to is from my friend David Bahnsen's Dividend Cafe that he recorded on June 19th. Of 2026, just 3 days ago. We're recording today on June 22nd. And it's the Dividend Cafes, and if you can get it at thebahnsengroup.com, thebahnsengroup.com. Do yourself a favor, sign up for the Dividend Cafe. It's a newsletter that comes out 5 days a week, a medium version on Monday, recap, short version Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then David writes about a subject of much greater significance on the Friday Dividend Cafe, and that was last Friday. It's titled, Is This the Dreaded Top? And I'm going to directly quote from him here so I can make this as emphatic as I want it to be. David says, he may not know when some of the present insanity, talking about the markets, will end, but he does know why investors should not be flirting with it, past, present, or future. Today's Dividend Cafe is going to add to the case for being a little more prudent, a little more informed, and a little less mantic. Please watch, listen, and read the Dividend Cafe at thebahnsengroup.com from Friday, June 19th, 2026. Invest the 25 minutes and have all your loved ones do it. You'll be glad you did. Again, that's the longer version of people chasing Bitcoin, people chasing AI, people chasing tech stocks, stocks trading at 100 times sales revenue, IPOs coming that are substantially hot. It goes on and on and on. The S&P 500 is trading at 22.5 times earnings with a whopping 1% dividend yield. Okay, what do we invest in? Our stock portfolio today is trading at 16.5 times earnings with a 4% dividend yield. Every one of them providing must-have products and services that you and I need every day for our families, whether it's diapers or toothpaste or gasoline for our cars or natural gas for our barbecue grills, whatever it is. There's a much saner, because the bad news is, I've done this since the 70s, really. When my corporate finance professor grabbed me in 73, 74 and had me charting dividend stocks for him. He ran the university's endowment portfolio. And this movie's played out before, and it's not a good ending. Whether you're talking about the Nifty 50, which ended with the stock market going nowhere from 1966 to 1982, 16 years. The tech wreck of the late 90s that hopefully most of you remember, at least read about. Memories are short in this country. This S&P 500 was up about 1 or 1.5% per year for the decade of 2000 to 2010. When markets enjoy really good times and have substantial double-digit returns for a long period of time, like something like 12 or 13 in the last 15 years, history says this is not a very good entry point. If you're just going to buy the market, buy the index, or worse, buy a closet index fund that's just an expensive index fund, don't expect much in the next 5, 10, 15 years based on history. Now, here's the bad news. We got a pretty good idea what is going to happen. History does repeat itself in certain ways. We just don't know when. Valuations is a horrible, horrible timing mechanism. It's not a timing mechanism. So you can't time the markets. That's a fool's errand. So what do? How about maybe buying some investments that are trading at sane prices so you get a good entry point that give you a return on your investment no matter what happens to the stock price over the next 10 years. Dividend yield at north of 4%, that's going to be twice that in 10 years. It'll be yielding 8%. Sanity. Sanity in your investment portfolio, sanity in your investments. Again, don't confuse brains with a bull market. A lot of people think they're really hot stuff right now because they got, some AI stock trading at the moon. Don't get sucked in. Again, go to the Bahnsen group, read the Dividend Cafe from last Friday, June 19th, 2026. And remember this one, money rule number 3, don't confuse brains with a bull market. Thank you. And by the way, if you like this kind of education, I'm your host with this. My name is Fred Hanish. I am the owner of Old Drake LLC. You can do us a favor if you like this. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Old Drake. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook and Instagram and even LinkedIn. We're out there on these videos. And my Crackerjack marketing team is going to pop up a little bubble here to remind you in the end. Go down to the link below and click on it, and you can take a 3 or 4 minute quiz. It's only like 9 questions. And I'll get your answers to that quiz, and I'll turn around, and I promise within 24 to 48 hours, I will send you a personalized video back about you, your situation, and where you are and where you might want to go. No cost, no obligation. It's our value-added promise to you. And then if you want to find out, that you're probably paying your wealth advisors way too much money, we're basically wealth advisors around here at Old Drake for investors that don't much like investment advisors, because we have 100% transparency. We point out all the layers of fees and the poor tax mitigation that most clients are getting, and most investors have no idea what they're paying for all this nonsense. And they're going to find out when the bull market ends, probably. Don't be one of those people. Reach out with questions anytime, olddrake.com. Thank you.